Hey guys, welcome back to the next practice round for the Disc Golf Valley Players Tour Week 3. We're going to downtown today. Starting off on downtown 1, it's the glide, skip, drive, slide right, aim slightly down, and give it a good bit of hyzer. Cutting that one a little close so you don't have to give it quite that much, but you get around this corner, it's a good spot to be. You got a little bit of elevation here and coming down to the basket, so 318 would be an accurate roll sapphire on flat ground throwing backhand. So on downtown 1, I got this downhill elevation. I'm going to throw forehand, and there's some landing zone in front of the basket. So 318 is backhand if I was throwing it on a flat ground. So 318 on forehand is how I'm going to be sliding up to this basket on downtown 1, this particular hole. That's a good little trick to remember that throw on distance. If you end up too far out to the right after you come around that corner in the beginning, you're going to be taking about 100 feet off and still going backhand. See if I can get one up there to show you that line. So not quite as much hyzer. I'm getting out here just nice. So miss that post. Okay. Miss the post. Lucky there. It's a bit of a scramble if you get that post. But here, if you have to go backhand, 355. So I want to throw it about 255. Shows accurate wind musket because I don't want to get caught up in those branches. Add some height to help take some distance off. And this should be able to get me up here into a good spot. We slide through those bushes. We're able to tap in here for a birdie. Let's go and move on to hole 2 next. Hole 2, this is a simple as they come birdie. Accurate glide sapphire, middle chevron on the left side of this bench, and then add about a disc or so of anhyzer, depending on the wind. That's pretty forgiving there. Within about a half disc of anhyzer, you should be able to get up here just right. This is about the worst that happens. You get behind that tree and just slide around it in order to get that putt in for birdie. Not too much excitement there. Should be a pretty straightforward birdie unless there's a crazy wind and you have to get creative instead. Here on 3, this is the accurate roll sapphire. Slide right, top chevron down here just under that branch, and add just a little bit of hyzer on it. I used to take this with the accurate roll musket, but I realized the accurate roll sapphire is getting me just a little bit closer while still minimizing the risk of sliding OB long off the backside of that path. Not too much excitement there. Again, let's move on to hole 4. Hole 4, this is a tough wind, so you're going to see something a bit different here. I'm usually taking the light glide paradigm on a backhand. With this wind, I'm going to take the forehand and just make sure I get it up there. This is a wind where any eagles are going to be incredibly rare, so I'm just playing for the birdie. Get it up there, got 291. Make sure I get across. So I'm even going to go accurate glide sapphire with this headwind to make sure I get across there. It does play a little bit uphill. The accurate roll probably would have made it, but getting uphill with that headwind, just really don't want to take the risk of falling short and then go and throw it in to finish it off. Let's do one more, see if I can get a typical backhand line to show you what I'm doing there with light glide paradigm or turn glide drive. Works very similar. I'm going to aim down to put the middle chevron on the ground, and then with this wind, a little more than half disc of anhyzer in order to get it over to the right and sliding up the fairway. This does play a little bit uphill once you get there. So with this 217, I'm going to be throwing it in with the river about 235 or so. I'm not super dialed on the river yet, so don't take a lot of advice from me here. What I'm doing is still kind of winging it, but this should at least get me across safely. If not drop in, no, a little bit much, but that's okay. Across safely to take the birdie, which is really the goal there. If you get the eagle, it's 100% a bonus eagle that even I'm not expecting to get. Bonus eagle as in bonus to expectations, not even bonus for the game because I'm not even playing for it. Let's check out hole 5. Hole 5 is about getting around this Ferris wheel, getting to the right without ending up in the Ferris wheel area. So I take the glide, skip, drive, aim down to the left here, add a little bit of anhyzer to that pullback. Now this tree doesn't have much collision. Last time I went through it, didn't have collision. But it's okay, I still have room here. Could have cut that closer, but I'm able to get across still. This is going to be light glide paradigm and really burn it over to get across and up here for the eagle. There's a lot of scramble opportunities for that second shot. I'm going to take that tee shot one more time, see if I can show you guys a little bit better look at getting cleanly around that corner. This is another one I'm working on the line on, so talking through these videos makes me actually think about what I'm doing rather than just doing it. So out here, why this is looking a lot better. Cut that corner tight, feels very good, and this is a much easier approach. So my aim was a little bit higher than the first one so I can get the fade of the disc getting around this corner. So getting across, the tricky thing is there's an OB line on the right over here that comes up fast, and a bunch of bushes right in the middle where this middle chevron's pointing. So I'm going to hook it up around those bushes without going OB on the right. See, I'm going over the line there, but it does get up okay. If you get behind those two bushes that are right in front of me, you're pretty much laying up to take the birdie or one stroke addition. Even in putting range, there's not much to do there. Let's move on to hole 6. Another good chance at taking an eagle. I'm going to take the paradigm, get down low, and kind of blast it up that right side is just the goal. There's a lot of forgiveness here, especially with this wind, as long as you stay in, which that one didn't. I'm going to take this one across, make sure I can save still. Oh, this is a little bit tricky spot. Still save this birdie, even though I ended up low there. Take the glide roll rive, get it across the water here, and be able to look to throw in birdie. It's about getting that first tee shot out there and safe. Try to get around the world. Tricky putt, but we were able to get it in. Save the birdie, and worst case scenario, birdie is not a bad worst case scenario at all. See if we get a more neutral wind. Here we go. Helping wind. Get down low. Blast it up that right side. If you get past this tree, you're going to be in good position to get up here for a look, getting across the water. This should be about 450 in, 417. I was completely wrong there. A glide roll rive will get there across just fine. I don't want to hit that rock that's right in front of me. Gonna flex it a bit. If you're a bit further out or there's a headwind, take the glide skip rive to get some extra forgiveness there for you in case you come up short. Just don't accidentally come up short right next to the shore and have the skip not happen. Because then you're in real bad position being back across the water, and it's probably a par that you're taking there. Here on Downtown 7, it's accurate roll musket. Aim it down low with the front chevron, or the tip of the top chevron on that front shore, and give it some hyzer. About half disc of hyzer is my neutral wind, so I give it a little bit more with that 2 wind, and just about getting down here to the island. Quick note on situational play and knowing yourself. I talk about playing conservative. Playing conservative doesn't always mean laying it up, but sometimes it does. If you're not confident in making this island, there is no shame in just take a fuse out here to the right side. This isn't going to get you the birdie most of the time unless you're comfortable with that 150 throw in, but take a fuse and take another fuse across, and you have a par. If this is a hole you find yourself often taking the bogey on because you're missing the island and have a tough throw in across that you're missing, take the par in the Players Tour. That's your best chance to score high, is playing your high percentage play, not necessarily always the layup play. Here in Downtown 8, this is accurate roll sapphire. Aim low and give it a little bit of hyzer. I want to stop pretty close to this bench here on the left side. Perfect. If I get too far up, then this next shot with the light glide paradigm is in trouble with hitting some extra trees on the way. So this should be able to get it under those trees, almost too far, but under those trees that I just went by is the goal. And if you get too far up that fairway, you don't have a good look at getting under those trees. You're more challenging those branches, and you can get caught over 100 feet out there. Let's go one more coming in. Accurate roll sapphire. Get it up here the fairway. Very similar wind, so you'll probably see a similar shot. The headwind is going to help actually slow this down a bit more, so it gets under those branches a bit more. I aim at the top of those trees and get the paradigm up there. So over those first trees and under the second one is the goal. Be here a little bit of work left on it with 73 feet. Let's see if I can bend it around this tree a little bit. Was able to get it there and still take that eagle, or birdie, sorry. That's not an eagle hole. Coming in downtown 9 with a 1 wind, light glide paradigm, also works with the captain. You're going to see me aiming just on top of the basket, and at 2/3 power, straight pullback on the paradigm. I want that wobble to be to the right to give it a little bit of turn. And that should glide right up the middle. The paradigm, or the captain also, are very straight discs when you go 2/3 power. Unlucky jump there. Let me try and give that a little bit more to the right to help negate going near that curb there. This is looking a lot better, more what I like to do. I've been working on my aim point here since switching paradigm to captain. The captain had a bit more turn, but this is your more ideal shot. Giving that a little bit of turn, or a little bit of Anheuser, to get off to the right and glide down near the basket. There's also a line, if you don't have a light glide flippy driver, this is a rough wind, show you here, you can take a glide roll rive and aim it off to the right here and try and account for that wind and get up there. Honestly, with this tough wind like this in the Players Tour or a big event, I have no problem if I do end up taking the par. But looks like it did get down there for a chance. This is the math for a throw-in. 105 on the raised basket, so 115. But the 3 headwind, so I'm going to minus 30. It's 105, 95, 85. Let's go about 85 power there, see if this works out for me. And there you go. Doing the math, knowing your aim points. That's how you get your throw-ins. Good luck this week, guys. Stay bogey free.